Hello everybody, it's the 16th of August. I need a stream starting soon sign. I need to have my wife make me one of those.
I made you that one.
Hey, you need to make me icons for my subscribers now, see if I ever get one.
I know.
Alex said he'll subscribe. He'll be my first subscriber! How's everybody doing tonight? It is the 16th of August. Is it Wednesday? Mm-hmm. 3 robots enter, 1 robot leaves. Let me put this here. I hate having the things cycle on there. Okay. And I got this really ancient one. All right, so first thing I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to get all the information for these different Rubits. Let me get their manuals, because what I want to do, I looked at my shelf and I have so many. Now I'm going to want to put his gun back. I have so many kind of that are, not complete, and I don't necessarily want to complete some of them, and I don't like how some of them worked out. So what I wanted to do is just, ooh, look at that. I grabbed his manual off the top. So what I want to do is I thought, man, I should start. What my favorite thing to do is create unique ones where I love kit bashing, I love combining, and love doing stuff like that. And why don't I do that with at least probably 5 or 6 or 10 of the ones that I have right now. And so I decided, yeah, let's just grab a few. These are not my favorites. I don't mind them as builds or whatever. They're just not my favorite suits or kits or whatever. So I thought, here's 3. And I've done this before where I've mixed and matched, but I didn't like what I made before. And what I've tended to do, or I want to do, is I like having about 3 projects on at one time. I can't really handle more than that. So let's see here. Make sure. Oh, I can like my post. Oh, let me put that. I forgot to put that somewhere. I always forget to post my little thingy. Whenever you have a what's it called? Whenever you have like an announcement or whatever. Where is? No. Can I put that? Art. I'm trying to. I'm a member of several builds, gunplug groups, but some of them don't have a place for you to put like announcements, like stream announcements. A lot of us stream and stuff, and so a lot of them don't have a place to put those, and so it can be kind of confusing. Like, where do you put that again? So let me send that one out real quick. Click. What is this one here? Oh, bad gunplug. I like that name. It's so cool. All right. So I got that put. Let's see here. Yeah, 2 of the kits would do fine. This old one is going to be the challenge. So what I thought I would do is first I'm going to introduce, because I'm having a lot of people now watch the streams later. So if you're going to miss the voting necessarily, but that's all good. I've got to get some lighting situation figured out eventually, which I will eventually do. You won't be able to do the voting or whatever to tell me what to do, but you can always comment in the comments section. And let's go over first the 3 kits that I'd like to basically combine into one. I have the first one here. Let me scoot these others off to the side because they're just despicable. Get out of here. I'm thinking that white would be a better background than this stuff, but that might just be me. This thing, unless I'm really working, I'm not too worried about it. That's all right. This is the first one. As you can see, he is dusty. He's old. It is the blah 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 from the Planet of Fall Downingstein. He is a Serpent Custom from Endless Waltz. I am about as familiar with Endless Waltz as I am with almost any Gunpla anime, which means not very familiar. Unless it's Build Fighters, I really don't know it. I know. I'm getting to know. What's it called? What is it called? The new one. There's Thunderbolt. I'm getting to know that. And I actually really like it. I think it's really cool. The animation is fantastic. So I'm kind of learning some of the characters there, but it seems to me that the characters there are ones that kind of extended to other branches of anime and stuff like that. Yeah, I need to get the HG Servant. See, I saw something today, Alex. I was going to ask you about it. I saw a 1 in 100 scale HG. Now it was probably just advertised wrong. You know, so I don't know, but that's not the right one. Let's put that off the side. Let's put that right there. We go. And I was like, an 1/100 scale HG, what? So I mean, the 1/100s ain't now. Oh, there are HG 1/100. Okay, very cool. Hello, chat room. Welcome. Come on in and ask any questions if you haven't. Today I'm going to be combining 3 robots into one. I had to turn my quality down just a bit because I was dropping so many frames thanks to my crappy internet. So let me know if that's really, really bad or if the audio is really, really bad, Alex. But I didn't know there was HG 1/100s. But the RE 100s, for example, the Shenanju, what was the one they just did? The Freak or whatever, the blue one I did. It's, you know, HG level details, but I like it in that size because it's easier to kind of paint, to mess with, and you can really... Oh, there is that gun. I was looking for that. There it is. So this is the first one we're going to be choosing from. This is the older one, 1998. It really doesn't have... I mean, it's not horrible by any means. Now, granted, I put this together. I mean, you can see some of... just from that distance, you could probably see some of the nub marks and stuff. I put it together really quick. I didn't know what it was. I think it has a pretty interesting design, this backpack and all that, so we might choose that. The shoulders are so huge. It looks like it transforms or something. And then you've got these ginormous legs in proportion. Those legs on other kits might look pretty cool, I'm thinking. So, but anyway, I thought that would be kind of cool to choose a really old one and to finally use that for something. Otherwise, I was literally just going, oh no, what did I just lose? I was literally just going to just do some panel lining on it and call it done because it's kind of an ugly... Where did I lose? Where did that go? I heard it. I'm glad there's not... There it is. Let me get it. There it is. Right here. Okay. The morning doves are still on my internet? Yeah, probably... She wanted to run it all day so she could watch the babies, make sure they didn't die or something. I don't know. But they, you know, I'm not looking forward to when they start... Where does that part go now? That is crazy. I don't even know where that popped off. I'm trying to guess. I like to make things a little hard on myself, you know what I mean? I don't like to just know. I like to be like, where is it? Yeah, they're starting to... They'll be full adults soon, so they'll get out of here. I'm looking for that little guy. What is that? Did it come from the... Maybe it came from the center? What the hell is that? I don't want to say it matters, but I want to put it back on because we might use that, you know? Let's see here. On the hand? No? Is that a little blurry? I can't tell. Let me see that. That's a little better. There we go. What in the world? I can't find it. I'm half blind now, so nope. A base connection? See, I thought it went somewhere on the... It doesn't really stick anywhere, though. It literally flew off, and I thought it was on the head it flew off. What the hell? Like... When I went like this, and something flew off. And now I literally have no idea. You know what? I'm thinking it was probably from this backpack because I was messing with that. Ah! Now I'm losing the hand. See these old kits. These old kits. Where did that part go off? Oh, look, I'm missing parts there too. These parts I missed too. I'm missing a whole... Actually, I'm missing a whole nother part. Well, my God. What kind of a builder am I if I'm missing parts on my kit? See that part there? Actually, that's... Yeah, that's right. I'm missing that little thing on this opposite side. Under the crotch, bloop, I'm not seeing anything. Well, for now I'm going to set it to the side. Maybe it won't come up. I don't know. It seemed like it. Hell. Anyway, that's kit number 1. I want to eventually do something with this old. Yeah, it's a very mysterious part that's going to bug me now. I'm wondering if it's a part that. Look at the bend. The bend in the leg is pretty good. That's a pretty good bend there. I'm wondering if like it's a part that I need desperately or something. But anyway, that's the old kit. That is the 1/144 scale Serpent Custom. So that's kit number 1. Kit numero uno. So let's put that one to the side because I might need the instructions when I start just breaking them in bits, which I'm not going to do. I thought it'd be fun to build one kit using the 3, add another kit to the next week, and take the parts from those 3 kits and on, just keep using the same parts. Next kit that I'm going to be using, of course, the dust. Don't notice the dust, it's not part of the suit. This is an interesting kit, not my favorite, mostly because in Iron-Blooded Orphans they either came with too tiny, their feet are too tiny, or their feet are too large, and I don't know what. Look at these tiny little feet. It's like, oh, it really does not. Hello, chat room. By the way, new people coming in. If you have any questions, just holler. We're building 1 giant robot out of 3 giant. These aren't giant. These are small giant robots. But you get what I'm saying. And this one here is the 1/140 scale, 1/144 scale model Hyakurin. Don't know how that's said. It's from Iron-Blooded Orphans. Not a bad kit at all. None of the Iron-Blooded Orphans kits that I built were ever bad. There were just some were just better than others. Really good posability. You can really swap out the parts. Fantastic. I like the kit fine, but unless I did something custom to it, I didn't see myself doing much with it. I know I wanted to replace the feet. Talk properly if I'm building a mobile suit. Oh, okay. I'm literally thinking of making my own little universe and just naming the characters in the mobile suits, and I can call them whatever I want, and then nobody can say I'm wrong. See, this kit has a lot of neat little details to it. It has great like posability and stuff. The gun can kind of sit back here on its kind of like a little butt holster or whatever you want to call that. These things fall off all the time. These little side skirts. I think it's funny how Iron-Blooded Orphans did stuff with the skirts that you just hadn't seen done a lot at all. They either took them away or whatever, but see, these are already falling off. So I knew that I had to do something with this one. If I didn't do anything with it, then it's just falling to pieces, man. Something's got to be done because it's just too finicky. So that's kit number 2, the Hyakurin. Wish I could say that right. I don't know what that means. I think all the kits are supposed to be named after demons, if I remember correctly, in Iron-Blooded Orphans. Why is that not going in there? That's cray-cray. Get in there! Twist off! Anyway, so that's that kit. Not a bad kit. That's kit number 2. My favorite parts of this kit are definitely not the side skirts. Are probably the legs minus the feet. And if you look at these arms, these are really cool arms the way they built them. They're not going to have really any seam lines or anything, or not that I can see. And that is just brilliant that this whole line has been kind of good about getting no seam lines at all. So that's really cool. The head is pretty cool. It's kind of like this weird alien looking thing, but it has this seam line running down right in the middle there. You can't really see it, but it's just a line. So that would have to be messed with. You could easily, though, that's such a flat area, you could easily knock that out. Yeah, the pistons on the shoulders are cool too. I like how they're kind of, they have all these weird things they do. I don't know if they attach to something else or if there's a reason for this particular suit. I didn't watch all of Iron-Blooded Orphans. I watched most of it. I didn't really like all that I saw, but This suit's kind of cool. It has this weird, so maybe you could use that. I mean, I've got a big shoulder theme running today, I guess. So, but anyway, that's kit number 2 that we have to choose from the Hurricane. So that's number 2. Let me put the instructions off the side. I'm on my motorcycle. Kit number 3 is a weird kit. I've always liked it, don't get me wrong, but it's very weird. I was messing with painting his tool here. I'll explain that in a second. I never messed with it much beyond that. And this was another kit that I knew if I didn't do something with, it would probably just sit on my shelf. Because it is, I don't know, it really has to have something done to it because it has all these interesting little gimmicks and stuff that if you don't do anything to it, it kind of just sits there and collects dust. It's the type of kit you want to pick up, but it feels a little bit flimsy because of all these little points on here always grabbing you. But essentially it has this. Oh, and this is the 1 in 144 scale Gundam Gujin Rebake Full City. Enjoy that title. That's a mouthful. Gujin Rebake Full City. I think Rebake, could that be another way to say another way to say like a remix or a remastered or redone? Rebake Full City. I don't know what Full City would mean. You got me. Full City meaning maybe it meant like for city fighting or something. They're not redone. Yeah, redone. But yeah, it uses these ridiculous clipper tools for an actual weapon, which I find so ridiculously stupid that I like it a lot. I think it's just really over the top. It's a lot of fun. It works out really well in the anime. So I have no problems with that at all. But that's the Gujin Rebake. What's interesting about it, like I was saying, is it has all these little gimmicks and little parts. Even the shoulders have a cool, like a hook looking thing. A lot of movement. But you have this amazing backpack that has arms, basically. It literally has extra arms that fold out. Oops. You got to kind of pop it out like that. And they fold out and you put the little hand on there and you've got an extra arm. So I'm thinking that these have to be used if you're going to combine kits at all. Where does that go? I forget. Oh, it goes back here. So you've got extra arms on both sides. Not only that, but whenever you fix it, how is it not going? There we go. I'm back on the motorcycle. I hate that guy. When you fix it up like that, it really starts to look really intimidating and cool. The head is cool. It also comes with an extra head. I don't know if all the IBO kits did. I don't remember if they did, but again, though, my biggest problem with the IBO kits, almost all of them, is that skinny little robot waist that is supposed to look like just 2 pistons. And it's just so transparent that all the kits feel really almost realistic, a little chunky. I hate the feet, though. I hate the IBO feet. I hate all of them. Look at that. I just can't stand that. Just so huge. It's not only that it's huge, but it doesn't work very well. Other than it looks pretty cool, but it just does not work well. Other than that, what was I saying? The kits look really kind of realistic. If you want to go that far, they look really tough. And then you get to that center point, and it's literally just some. Let me see. Can you see back in there? It's hard to see that through there, but it's just some pistons. And when you pull it apart, I'll show you. That'll give you an idea. It's just that holding the entire. I just don't like it. I think it's an extreme that's done for a look, and it just doesn't. I don't know. It should have more, but it's got great posability and stuff. So these kits, if you're going to kit bash, the IBO kits seem like the ultimate choice. So that's kit number 3. I like how he looked kind of like a bug or something, like a beetle. Would you say a bee? Talking about this, yeah, the bee scissors, which are falling apart because I lost the little underpart. I've got it here somewhere, but basically, the pilot uses these in space or on the ground or whatever. He used it on a guy. I'm not going to give you spoilers, and just squished him. It's kind of flimsy when you first make it, so that would need to be glued and stuff. Ah, son of a biatch! Hold on. Luckily, it fell right there. So it's the cool weapon is flimsy, but if you see, look, it's already falling apart. It's because that one part, and the other one fell out. So you really almost have to. Oh, look at that. kind of interesting. We would almost have to do that because when the scissors are stored behind the butt, it looks like a bee. Oh yeah, that's right. Let me show that. Now that it's fallen apart on me. Damn, what had happened? Why did it do this? I hate when it does this. Like that. Wrong way. Like that. Oh man, come on. I feel like I'm putting back together a Rubik's Cube. I have the instructions, but yeah, basically when they fold up like that, you know, flat, you store it back here behind its butt, and it does kind of look like a bee. You could easily paint it up like a bee too. So that's just a part. That's just an optional part weapon. That's kit number 3. So what I want basically to break the thing up, you've got some major parts of each kit that you want to consider. Number 1, you got the head. So all heads in Gunpla come off easily. This is what I like about Gunpla, is it's really easy to do whatever you want to do with it. So we got 1, 2. Now this older kit, I am curious how working with the newer ones compared to the old one will feel. It feels, the head goes in. New heads rest on a peg. They sit in. So that's different. That's kind of cool. So there's the head. The head in it is not really bad. It looks very robotish if you want to do a robot type thing. You know, you'd have to really look at that nub mark. I really didn't know what I was doing at all. But you know, you could apply some paint. It's not a bad head. I don't think I would use it. You got the head. You've got the chest. So what you got to do is take apart all the arms. Take off all the accoutrement. You got the chest or the upper body. The full rebake. The baked beans. There's a chest. Like this. See how this has a normal size waist? I like that. I'm going to take that gun off so we can get into it. Oh, look at that. I didn't even know this happened. You know, I had a whole sword thingy. I'll have to use that. Chest. There's the chest for the Hurricane. Fantastic. Look, that's probably one of my favorite chests. You see how they put the pistons there? And then you have, besides the piston, you have this solid piece. This is comparing it to that, where you can see the pistons and then it's just hollow. I think it gives these kind of a primitive look. I think that's kind of what it's going for. I'm not really sure. I don't like that mid-waist, so I prefer that one. Color-wise, doesn't need to be worried about too much because we can always paint it, but I kind of like using kits until I get an airbrush, which I'm not super eager to do right now just because I don't have the room. I kind of like being forced to use the kits in the native plastic they were done in. Hello, chat room. For anybody new coming in, just holler if you have any questions. Building 3 robots into 1 robot. I'm going to be choosing from all these parts with your help if you would like to help. This chest is very primitive. You can see it's horrible seam lines. Again, compared, you have new chests and arms. The arms plug in and have a ball joint to move a lot. This is old school, where the body plugs into the arm and it just has that basic rotation. Look at that. There's no movement there or anything. These individual little parts in here each have movement. Then you have up and down. So that's fantastic. That's really cool to see those developments over, you know, when you're comparing kits from different ages. So 1, 2, 3. Next we've got what do we have? Backpacks, I guess. I mean, this is just super cool. That backpack. What's cool is you can take that. You should be able to. No, you have to do it on another basic kit, but you could easily put it on another chest. I want to avoid cutting and trimming too much. You could trim the nubs if it had to fit, like on that one. You know, you'd have to do some more work. But let's say if you wanted to, I don't mind trimming those and then gluing. That's not going to bother me. But if I can prevent that, by using parts that actually just snap together. That would be preferable. Let me go ahead and close this up for now, just because. Is that the wrong way? That's the wrong way. I don't want to necessarily chop it to bits and stuff. I just don't think that that's necessarily the way to go. I don't want to do that much work on it. I want to get the thing actually done at some point. My problem is I start a project and I have 3 or 4 left. So that backpack I think is easily. You believe if you pull out the blue propulsors in the backpack should go on? Oh, right here. Oh, look at you, Alex. Look at you. Yeah, because I heard all the backpacks could fit. No, it doesn't look like it. It's like a, but that's close. It has those square pegs. Those square pegs don't bother me. What bothers me is the big round thing here. I like this round thing though. But you have, you know, I bet you could even pull that out. I don't think that round thing is a solid through. It doesn't go all the way. Anyway, we'll look at that. So that's backpack 1 or whatever. Goujian rebake. Here you have. Did it have a backpack on this? It did not. So no backpack on that one. I'm gonna put the repulsors back on just because. Oh, I need to drill out. Yeah, for sure. So there's that. Hey Alex, what will you use for like a putty? Which putty do you use? This one's backpack is really kind of super primitive, but it's something about it I like. It's like a bat wing kind of looking thing. It plugs in just really basically into the back. And then you've got these, look how dusty. You've got these really basic thruster things, but I could see, and it just plugs into a thing here. Again, they're really big fans in the old kits from the 90s of just putty, yeah, for seam filler. Also, if you wanted to fill a larger gap. For seams, what I was doing, I was just using a glue. But I've seen a lot of people not use glue and just go for a putty. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't glue at all. They just putty. But see, it seems to me that if you didn't glue it all, you risk sprue glue. That's right, you told me that. I need to get some of that. Do people putty without seam lining? Because if you didn't, like I was saying, you would. There's a chance that seam line would widen, and then your putty cracks, and then you're right back to square one. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, send me the link again. I'll grab some. If you can find it on Amazon, that would be perfect. So there's that backpack for that old one. I really don't mind it. I think it's kind of cool. I think it even makes kind of cool for weapons. You know, like it has a kind of a weapon. Oh, you know, I think they got that. No, I didn't get it reversed. Oh, you make it. Okay. So backpack for that one. Next, we've got legs. Legs will come off from the center point, of course. They'll come off from the waist. The waist is really a mix of extra extra thin and sprues. Oh, all right. You mix it together and it makes a goopy. Okay, and then you put that into the seam. Let's see here. So let's take the legs off. Again, it's interesting to see that the waist hasn't changed, I think, in basic design in a long time. You've got side skirts, usually got a front skirt. I noticed that the IBO kits do really minimal, if not non-existent skirts, except for this one, who has these massive ones, which I really don't care for. I think they're interesting parts. I think they'd be cool, like shields or something, but those massive skirts right there, yeah, I don't really care for that. But so there's your waist. Let's put the waist. Well, I guess we were doing legs, but let's do waist while we're here. Like that. I'm going to include the side skirts with the. Look at that annoying part. It needs to be. You fill the seam with the same plastic, so no cracks. The only one down at. Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. Hey, chat room, welcome in. If you have any questions, just holler. I'm making Rubits tonight, from 3 Rubits into 1 Rubit. Why is this one though? There we go. The skirts, the way this is designed, if you look, it kind of butts up against there. It has to kind of stay there. They really can't flex that much. That's what I don't like about this particular waist. These are interesting parts. You could probably use them for something. But that's, you know, I don't know how I feel about that waist. The side skirts and the back skirts or whatever, it's okay. I'll keep that in mind. So that's the waist for that one. And then you have these super old, this 1998 kit. You never know, we might use it. Look at that. They actually have ball joints. They actually put ball joints in that ancient ass waist. Look at that. So not bad. That's waist number 3. Legs. These feet. These annoying feet. I hate these feet. I hate the IBO feet. I'll see if I can describe what I'm always talking about. When you design a foot like this, the problem with kits that use these type of feet, and I have a bunch of them, they use that high heel kind of thing. You see how it's separated there in the middle? And it's supposed to go like, you know, like, so it can have kind of a gripping thing. It can kind of do that. The problem is when you actually use the foot, what you get is a separation of, so you get that. You get where it's not laying flush or flat, and this front part actually is pushed up, and then what carries the weight is the back of the heel. This drives me crazy. That's the best they can do on an HG kit. I hate them, and I think this part looks really bad. Little curly part. I think it just looks really, really bad. I mean, I like that it's so flexible and bendable, and it can do interesting stuff there. I don't mind that. It's just for such a large foot. So when you have it and you push it down, if you're trying to pose it, what you have is you'll end up with a foot that is separated. So you end up with this, and so you'll have a pose. It's like, look, it's not solid. It has that kind of rock. It'll kind of rock on it. So I just hate these feet. I think it's cool to do some poses and stuff, but for using them. So if there's something I could do with that foot, in fact, we could use foot separate from leg. The legs are great. I mean, I like how the armor comes together like a shell. Although I would swear that gap right there should not be there. From the serpent. All right, let's see here. So here's the legs for the Guzheng. These legs I actually don't mind, but they're so obnoxious. And you see how they have the different. You know, that would be too much. But these are okay. They're still in the running. I could actually pick some feet and legs from about 1 million different kits that would look so much better than these little guys. I don't mind the little feet. I think that's fine. But if you look at the size of the leg, what is the absolute? I have zero idea what they were trying to do. It's like they were trying to. Let me get you going, lamp. It's like they were trying to. I don't know, make it look like it was carrying a bunch of change. I think it was supposed to pick, that's what it is. It's carrying change to go to the laundromat, and has baggy pants, shorts on, see? And then it tied them off at the knee with a rubber band. So the legs aren't bad with a different foot. So there's those legs. Weapons, that's extra stuff. Legs from the serpent. Let's take the feet off. See what they have. Ooh, ball joints. Look at this. We'll mess with it. I'll show you in a second. Gunpla Jort. Exactly. How you doing, Shroud? Nice to see you in here. I don't know if I've seen you here before, but I just really started getting back into streaming. I used to do MMORPGs exclusively. That's what I streamed for years. Since 2008 is when I first streamed, and then I was working for websites and stuff doing streaming. So I just started doing it. I saw somebody building Gunpla on Twitch, and then they opened Creative, and I was like, that is so cool. So I thought, well, I do it all the time. Why not? So these legs aren't bad. What's funny about it is they're the exact polar opposite of these. Heavy on the top, light on the bottom. You know, light on the top, heavy on the bottom. Oh, hey, yeah. Posted that thing. I hope you guys don't mind that I posted it in there. I hang out with your Discord all day and stuff. And I love the name Bad Gunpla. It implies a shoddily made Gunpla, but I love that. These legs are pretty cool because they have this little rotating, excuse me, and by the way, any of you have Amazon Prime, feel free to throw your free sub my way. I just got the ability to get subs, so go for it. I'm going to be doing a sub drive this week, and I'll be doing a giveaway of 2 kits. So it has this little kind of moving thruster back here. It's kind of a neat little detail. I like that it's moving, you know. Oh, the serpent is an earth suit. So gravity has pulled the weight down towards the bottom of the leg. Where up here in space, it doesn't go anywhere, and it's tied off with a rubber band right there. So, I mean, it looks like these would almost go that way, see, with the foot down here. But, so that's the serpent legs. Feet. Of course, we know the feet from the Guzheng. Put those there. Get it all in the shot here. Here we go. We got that. Got the feet from the... Where are the feet? Oh, the little feet there. Yeah, there we go. Those, unfortunately, I don't... These other ones won't fit it, but we could figure it out if we had to. Little tiny guys from that. And then these ancient-ass 1996 feet, ball joints. They're not horrible, but man, are they ugly. You can see that? Just ugly, ugly. It's plain as sin. But still, kind of, there's something cool about it. Oh, arms! Of course, I mean, look at the Guzhin's arms. Just fantastic. The shoulder. Such arms. He's got such good arms. Look at that. It looks like though something would fold out of here. I think it's supposed to imitate the part on the backpack. You know, the folding out part. But, you know, have you done the 1/100 of this? The rebake? Either one of you? Does something come... Oh, there's like a... Oh, what the hell is that? What is this? What is that thing supposed to be? Can you see that all right? Let's see here. I might have to focus a bit better. What is that? It's like a... Ow! Son of a bee. It's like a... I don't know what that is. It's like a weapon? I'll look in the instruction manual. Pneumatic piston, exactly. So the arms there are probably easy to win. I don't know. Well, I'm not going to decide yet. I got just a little bit before I decide. Guzhin arms are great. These arms are really not bad either, though. And these piston things are very cool on the top there. They do this thingy. I don't know why. Why do they do this thing? You haven't built any IBO? Okay, you get if you're on non-graded 1/100s, and I don't care much for HGs. Okay, so do you have like 1,200 perfect grades or what? Because somebody in I think it was a Texas group, had something like 7 perfect grades just sitting there. What are you doing, like MGs and stuff like that? So then you're probably one of those good builders. I build goofy stuff, lots of goofy stuff. I'll post some of my stuff in there sometime. Ain't that rich? Yeah. The perfect grades I've never done. I've done a few MGs. Yeah, you know, I really like the RG line. I have a real respect for the RG line. There's something about... I've got the Zagok, or whatever you call it, the Shars, whatever. And I didn't know what it was at the time. This is one of my first Gunplas I got. Yeah, when I was... not my first, probably my 5th or 6th, but, you know, those arms are really good. And we got waist, and then old-ass arms here, which really are not that bad. It's just arms if you took off the shoulder thing, and put some new hands. And I've got a bucket of hands. Everybody does. Yeah, the Zagok is cool. And I thought, well, why does this look so good? Why does it have... And so I learned about that. So I might eventually do something with that. I haven't painted it yet. I've got it. It's in my list of ones that are built but not painted. This right here reminds me of the arms from my little one I showed last night on my top 5 kits. The one from Reconquista, or whatever you call it. The upper arm that's just almost like a solid piston type thing. So there's those arms. So what we're going to do, that part goes there, is go ahead and let's see. We're going to do head first. And granted, I will probably, if I'm not going to paint these, I'm going to do something with them. Custom it, something or other. But I'm really falling in love with kits that look like toys. It's hard to explain. Really perfect little toys. Seam lined, panel lined, all that stuff. Yeah, the RG's great. So we've got these 3 here. We've got the this ancient head. I kind of feel bad for it, but at the same time, I like what they did with it at the time. It looks like a gun, or it looks like a shuttlecraft of something. Do you know what I mean? It's just pretty super primitive, but that's cool. So which one? Remember, this one has another one too. In fact, I have a few extra heads, but this kit technically has another head that I could actually make. I forget why that has another head. I can't remember why that has another head. I kind of like this one the best, honestly. These heads, I've seen a million of them. You know, they have that the V fin and all that stuff, which is cool, don't get me wrong, but I've seen a million of these. This one looks like a snake, so you could see doing something kind of cool. This one kind of reminds me of Reconquista stuff. They have this weird kind of, I don't know, like a bug-like kind of thing. So I'm thinking that one. What do you guys think? Alex, I know you got a preference. I'm thinking no on the old one, for sure. Because it's, I mean, you could do something with it, don't get me wrong, but it's just so, it's just a little too plain. That one is cool. Again, don't get me wrong. I have a high respect for IBO and all that stuff, like the kits. But I mean, there's nothing really distinguishing. Really? Man, it has a... Now, would it do it in the HG, the transformational thing? Because I have another head. Let's just look in the thing here. I have another head. It comes with two, and I thought, why does it come with two heads? But it came with like some extra stuff. Let me see if I can find the head thing. Middle one add an antenna. Oh, you're talking about that one. This is the one I like, but this has some kind of... I'll have to look in here and see what that is. Because the Guzheng does weird stuff, period. It's just a weird kit, but it's cool. I love it. I think it's a great kit. But I'm not really seeing anything. Would that happen in the 144? But this one has more detail, you know, a little more detail. I'm going with that one. First page. Oh, is it this thingy? Let me see if I can zoom in here real quick. Then let me focus a bit. Let me see if I can get it. That thingy. Is that what you're talking about? You're like... No, it's just sitting there. That's a part, that's the normal part. This is the first page. Boy, streaming is hard when you have a question about something. I think you're weird. I think you're crazy. Oh, okay, so maybe that's it. Yeah, because it comes with a couple heads. And so you're thinking maybe the HG, instead of having a transformation, it actually just has different heads. Right. I mean, which would make sense because, you know, HG suffers from some lack of detail. Not much, but it does. You know, they're good kits, don't get me wrong. And they're affordable as hell. I'm trying to get my stupid light right. Trying to point it where it's not interfering with all of life and freedom. Okay, so that's the head I want to go with. Bam. Right there. Put the other two to the side. Chest. This old ass thing. So we've got... You can join them all into one mighty rope. Look at that. It is now multiple... Ah! Darn it. So we've got... stupid lights. I gotta figure out my lighting situation around here. Yeah, I'll pull out that other head here soon and see. I like this, but I hate that it's the same head. I like this. With the, you know, the colors really aren't that bad. I just don't like the midsection, but I like those midsections in IBO kits where there's nothing there, but you know what I mean? It just, yeah, I know they're kind of going for this skeletal thing, but that just seems so weak to me. I mean, I guess it's strong or whatever, and the idea is that it's got this frame and stuff, but I don't know, it just feels a little too reliant on a style instead of like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's actually not bad. I think, I mean, if you guys have some input, go for it, because I don't think that's... I just wanted to kind of, if you do the reverse, this happens in all of them. This brings out the whole neck. If you do this other one, that's actually not bad either, though. And look at the movement. He's like, cracking his neck. I wonder if that would be cooler. That's an option. Because this old thing, that would be just hard to do anything with. I mean, it's just so simple. I mean, it's got some design. I mean, some detail, but not a bunch compared to these two guys. I'm beginning to think this one actually looks pretty cool. See this bulky thing here? These bulky kind of wire or whatever these are, rib cage things. They take up this whole section. That's kind of cool, but it's a little bit unfortunate because if you can't really take them out. They have the same pistony things here, but they have the waist. I don't know what they're kind of trying to do there. I think they probably wanted the bad guys or the opposite team. I don't know. These are the bad guys, right, on the side. I can't remember. These are the pirates. To stand off from the good guys by having their suits look a little bit more usual or something. But you could easily paint that or give it even just some basic panel lining, blue panel lining. Yeah, there's some girth. Exactly. Thank you, Stroud. That is exactly what I was thinking. This is the word I was thinking of. I mean, you could take away some stuff like these little fins, and that might kind of help it out a bit. But so I'm going to preliminary to go with that. I'm going to hit the restroom actually real quick. So we're going to take a quick break. Go get you a drink. I'll be right back in about 5 minutes. All right, hang on. Sorry about that. All right, let me turn off the boop. Where was I? Oh, I bumped the thing earlier. That is so fun when you bump your camera. Hey, have you seen the trailer for that? I'm always forgetting what it's called. The Blade game. Oh, it's so good. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it in either the Discord channel there, Stroud, or Alex will send it to you. But it's Blade. Oh my God, it looks so good. I'm tempted to buy it this week. Real demony and scary and stuff. So that one not bad. I agree. It has a little girth. I want a little bit of a girth. I don't want it to be too wimpy looking. So that's a preliminary right now. Arms. We've got the standard arms for the Guzhien, which are not bad by any means, but they're on that body. I think it's kind of cool how they get thin here at the forearm where they're going to be buttoned up against. They would butt up against that part, so it kind of evens out because it gets so much. The forearm is so huge. I still don't know what the hell that is. Let's look. I think that those are probably just shooty gun things. I mean, it looks like, because you can see in the back there, maybe it has a it ejects like a beam sword or something. I don't know. Hell, I need to watch the cartoon again. It's been a while. I can't remember him using anything there. You know, I don't know what would. And in the pictures, it's not showing him doing anything like with them, except for the backpack. You know, where the arms come out. Pneumatic nail pistol. Damn right. Maybe he's in construction. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But those arms look okay. You got the old school arms. The problem is you'd have to get a connector here. But you know what? I have a connector that I think would work perfectly because those actually aren't that horrible bad. The arms are not that bad. It's actually kind of cool looking. So what I could use, let me pull it out here real quick. Seeing if this would work. And if you're already guessing what I might use to connect those two, then congrats, you are right. If it'll work. I don't know if it'll work though or not. Where is my? I need my box full of. There we go. Okay. Now you know how every kit's. Yeah, I do too. I kind of like it too. My lighting's a little harsh here. I'm going to try to work that out. But if you look at it like that, that's really not bad. Son of a bitch. Except for those. I could replace those. They would actually hang here. And color scheme being what it is, it could be better, but it at least kind of matches with the head. These vents here are just so lacking in detail though, but you could really bring those out pretty easily. I think. I want to say you could. But what I'm looking for, like one of these. Oh, God. Where'd it go? Why do I do that all the time? Oh. Let's see. The white piece of armor and the serpent might have some clean. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. You could probably take it off. But you know, one of these little bitty guys, or something similar, which is a neck part thingy. Because what I have is I have two female. You know, you have a male connector and a female connector. I have two female here. And to get those to go together, I'd have to have almost, you know, a lot of guns. In fact, these will probably have it too. In the neck, it has that little part. And that has two male connectors that you might get away. Nope. That you might get. I have so many of these. I have a whole box of them. I still have more. You might get away with using them together. Hey, Stroud, what are you building now? Just curious while I'm looking here. Another perfect grade? Oh, I wish I could paint what you were doing. Ah, here's one. Kotobukiya. What is a Kotobukiya joint? Kotobukiya. Is that how you say it? RGO. Oh, I love that one. It looks really cool. I've heard there's some issues with it, but nothing too major. My problem now is, I'll see if I can show you here. Doesn't it have the big old backpack thingy? The male connector is just too big. So what you could do, another brand. You mean the Kotobukiya, the frame arms people? That's what you mean, right? There's got to be one that would fit. I wonder if you could do that. That even have, but that's too small. That's a real shame. Unless you took out that part and you replaced it with another. Let me think. Another, like another male somehow. But I don't really know that there's many parts like that. I mean, there's a few. I mean, you could always rig it up if you had to. You could always kind of jerry rig it. And it wouldn't really. Oh, look at that. You guys, you know that part? Name that part right there. Speaking of RG. Oh, look here. I've got the Ooh, that's a cool part. You know, you could probably rig it up. That's what I'm thinking I'm going to have to do. Because I have two of these neck parts that would probably work pretty well. You could go neck part into there. Oh, it's a little too small, but you could paint that. And the metal solid people. Solid snake. And then you could probably just shave it down. And it's not the ideal solution, but it might work. But other than that, I think those arms really actually don't look bad. It would go right there. There would be some clearance, so but if you had it attached there, it would be able to rotate on there, no problem. That's really not bad. You replace these hands with something that's not absolutely incredibly crappy like that. Let's see. You do all sorts of stuff. Oh my! You got like crazy robot-y hands. You've got let's see. I need ooh. Something better, like, you know, a normal looking kind of expressive hand. Male shooter diffusion. I mean, like that? Wait. And I was gonna say you can maybe even use this. I like these shoulders though. See, the problem is I have female to female. And this hole is okay, don't clip me saying this and play it over. This hole is too small. So what I'm thinking is, I mean, that's not a problem that you can figure that out. You know what I mean? So far at least, this will give me a nice kit to work on while I'm working this week. Yeah, you could take off the white joints, which I'm missing one anyway, which who knows where the hell that's at. Oh, I see. You mean, yeah, you didn't realize that was part of the... I mean, you could maybe use this shoulder even, the Goujian armor soldier, but I like that shoulder. And here... Oh, you got this kind of interesting part here that... I don't think you can do anything with that. You know, like you could, because that's that cool shoulder too. Everything keeps coming back to this Hierarchian whatever. It's like I like that kit. Yeah, so all right, well for now though, because if finding a connector is not the problem, you can make one. That's never the problem, you know. Hey, what peg? What peg, Alex? Got a little bit of a delay, so I'm probably thinking of something else. I just want to build one good kit out of these three that I haven't done anything with. Beep, boop, boop, beep. Beep, boop, boop, beep. Really, proportions are not bad. I'm a bit shocked. Doing a gear kit, a pig. You mean this? You replace it? Yeah, I mean, I guess I could replace that with a male pig. I wonder what I could use. I'm looking at all the parts here. Like, put that thing from the Hierarchian arm. That's the one you mean, right? Because, I mean... Well, I'll come back to that while I brainstorm about it. Waist. You've got waist. You couldn't use that. You could probably rig it up. But you wouldn't be able to do that. I don't really like that anyway. I don't want to just use that. This waist is... Pegs in these kits are weird. They're not universal like... you mean, yeah, I know what you mean, Alex. I'll do that in a minute. Once that, basically, as long as I can get the basic parts, then I can. I think this would probably work okay. You know, as a waist, In fact, I think it works pretty nicely, but these pegs are always so, they're all so different. On these old kits, they're different shapes. Like that peg wouldn't go. In modern kits, you can almost use the legs where the arm, you know, you can put anything almost. So I'm kind of shocked at that. That's one thing I'm kind of shocked at about them. But I like that. And then for legs, so we're using all old parts. I wonder if that would even, see look, it's got these giant ball joints. But again, you could just trim those. Yeah, they're weird kits. Stroud, they're like, they're interesting. You can see them figuring things out, which I like. Kind of like that. It's hard to illustrate. Let's see here. So you'd have, I could hold them in front, kind of like that. Again, really not bad. It's really not that bad. That old waist. I mean, all you'd have to do is sand this down, and that would fit into the plug. Then these you would just sand down the nubs, and those would fit there. And then you could go that. You'd have a lot of room there because it would all clear perfectly. Also, you can use one arm from the gudgeon and another arm from the serpent. Yeah, I mean, oh, for sure. For sure. But I also have this saying that if I could get that to work on there, you can maybe even rig up actual arms in here, I bet. Because those just have like, I mean, could you imagine? The color is wrong. You could fix that with paint, of course. But you could have like a literal, some crazy stuff if you wanted. Yeah, I like asymmetrical stuff. I wanted to get, what's the new one? It's really completely has a shield on one side. What is that one? It looks like it's almost morphing. Oh, the new one that's asymmetrical. I think it's an IBO kit. Is it the Astaroth? Okay, so arms, you have to figure out this, not hard. You could literally just shave that down. How would I do that? What's probably a better way to shave? Should I sand that down or shave it like with a razor so it will fit into that peg? Because I don't mind that at all. Excuse me. Shoki, what are you doing? Astaroth Reminiscento. So I would sand that down. My sandpaper. Where's my sandpaper? Sorry, I'm going to make a little noise in the mic here as I'm moving stuff around. What were you doing tonight, Shoki? Build stuff? Hanging out? I don't have any beer tonight. Kind of sad. Actually, I'm really sad about that, you know? Oh, your Y-wing. Yeah. How's that going? It looks cool. It looks like you're working fast. I mean, geez. Like you are working fast on it. A lot of detail. Let's see if this'll... This is pretty heavy sandpaper, so... I wonder how long it'd take me to sand this down. I bet like 5 minutes. I'll take these other parts off first. And I love the Y-wing. Water slides right now. Once you dry weather and top. Okay, so are you going to think like, are you trying to screen match or anything weird like that, or are you just wanting to build a Y-wing? We were talking about testing and when I had you on here, and man, they have people on there who like will build screen accurate and kind of both. Okay. I would, if I was going to do a Y-wing or an X-wing or anything like that, I would name my own, like I would put, you know, I kind of make up my own lore behind it. Let's see here. Stroud, if you're still around, is it the Bad Gundam that are doing the, Bad Gunpla that are doing the Star Wars build weekend stream thingy. Shoki, they're doing, one of the groups I'm in does a, here, let me just look real quick. In the Discord, they're doing a Star Wars build hangout. Where was that? Excuse me. Is it the... ooh, that's a nice one. Okay, no, is it... I have so many. Okay, it is the GBA, the Gunpla Builders Association. I learned of them from Buttress or whatever. They're doing a... on the 26th, and they still have slots on the 26th of August, I believe, and a few left on the 19th. And they're wanting you to, they're going to do a group build stream of Star Wars kits, but you can also do Gunpla if you want. So I thought of signing up at least. I don't have a Star Wars kit on me, but yeah, GBA, yeah. They had a cool thing where they could, they literally stream in the same, that I'm going to just need to shave that. To sand it down is going to take so long. It's so, okay, again, don't quote me on this, like, replay it. It's so thick, I can't get it in the hole. There you go. But how would I do that really quick? I mean, I'm just tempted to just use a razor and cut it back. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know what I mean? Shoki sent me a photo here. I want to check that out. Hang on. Just the Y-wing? Holy crap, dude. You know what's funny is how they built those back in the day. Back in the day, they just used model parts. You know, they would go find... This is a kind of an interesting thing, Shoki. Are you finding, as you're doing... Watch, I'm going to slice the hell out of my finger. As you're doing that kit, are you recognizing any bits from, like, old military kits? Those kits were old, though, back then. In fact, a lot of them, I think the problem they had with recreating them was that for, like... for people who wanted to have a screen ready kind of proper, screen accurate, was a lot of those kits are out of shut up. A lot of those kits are out of stock. They're so old, like old military kits. Adam Savage and Tested talked about it, how they used to do some of that stuff. But yeah, from the original Star Wars, all those B or Y-wings and the Falcon, I think, had a whole bunch of parts that were just from kits, you know, like old military stuff. Which is cool. At the same time, it's like, well, it's kind of weird that people would recognize the parts, but they're gone. Try to shave it like this? That's going to take so long, man. I got like 30 minutes. No, I'm cutting it. I got it. I know what I'm doing. Ah, now, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's now at a girth that is appropriate for the situation. Well, it's getting close. Let's just take a gander, shall we? Nope. Yep. And turn her around. So, I mean, oh, Jesus. Once you get it, you know, I get it all the way in the hole. There's some kind of an A-arm from a car model. That's awesome. Where at? I'd like to look for that now. So that's not a bad waist for now. Now, the other part that I would need to fix so I could use the Guzhin legs would be just to trim that off and plug it right in like that. I don't have any, you know, that's going in there. I don't have any, you know, these thingies that would fit in that little. That's a specific one. Yeah, that's weird. I always heard that. You know, as a matter of fact, to do that pretty easy. I'm just gonna grab these little suckers. I need some new nippers, by the way. I should probably get something good. So if you guys have a recommendation, this weekend I am giving away 2 kits. So I'm trying to get some subs going and stuff. Try to use polycaps from the Serpent. Dude, are you kidding me? I knew I shouldn't have just started cutting. If that works, we'll see. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Why not? Why not? Go for it. Luckily I have the instructions. I keep all my instructions in a folder thingy. I keep everything really. Just because if you ever want, if you ever want to see where it came from or whatever. Oh, the seam lines on this are just glorious. Just beautiful. Yeah, I used to hear though when they would build those models, they would literally go down and just grab whatever. They didn't really even keep track of it a lot. Today I saw a thing on, what's his name? George, the guy who did all the stop motion stuff in the original Star Wars, and I think he actually did the AT-ATs and everything. Yes, you say AT-AT, not AT-AT. Polycat, Stroud? What do you hear though? What is it referred to as something else in your strange country of Gumplaville, of all RGs and perfect grades just raining from heaven? What is it? What else are they called? Because I always forget the word polycaps. Oh, okay. Oh, really? What do you use? Oh, wait. Oh, on the new Atlas? Isn't that the one with the skis? Really? I never thought about that. Yeah, they do. I mean, are you talking about like on the nicer kits like MGs and stuff? See, some of us haven't had the privilege of building so many MGs. This is actually together pretty well. So that poly cap, it still works. I didn't cut it all the way off. I wonder how I could get that in there. It's interesting when you look at, this from 98. Look at the inside of the leg is still, pretty similar style. It actually has pretty good movement, bending. Oh wow, I didn't know that. I haven't done the Atlas. I thought it was an interesting design. It reminds me of the new that new one that's going to be P Bandai. Though it has like, oh my god, I don't know that I knew that was. Wait, no, that's a part. Okay, I was like, that is the worst. Absolutely the worst nub mark I ever did in my life. Okay, so if you could somehow get that in there. But I think it'd just be easier just to shave them. Because I don't even know how I'd even begin to get that in there. I'm just going to brute force it. The mega size unicorn, it doesn't interest me. I'm not a unicorn guy, but then again, I've never really watched unicorn. I've never built any of their kits, so maybe I'm the biggest fan in the world. I just don't know it yet. But for me, when I heard about that, I was like, there was other kits I would rather see. We need a lot of room here. Let's just go ahead. I think they should make more mega size. I thought those were really cool. I think they're kind of pricey, so maybe that prevents them from doing that. I don't know. I'm going to do one leg before I start cutting the other one. I am trying to go a little slow so that I don't mess it completely up, just to save myself some trouble. You know what I'm saying? The mega size unicorn, though, I think I'm not missing out. Really, everybody talks about unicorn like it's the best of everything. Maybe they're talking about the actual anime instead. I don't know. But it's like people. That's all they want to talk about. That and wing. What are you gonna do with an Arduino and the engines? I mean, lights I can understand, but are you gonna make it transform or something? Or do you think you'll be able to? Because there's room in that thing for all sorts of crap. All sorts of dangerous thingies. Motorize it. Dude, you're just going to make a walking robot. We're going to see on the news, Spanish man accidentally kills his neighbors with a giant not even a giant, a tiny walking robot. But in the gunpla community, they consider it quite large. That would be cool. I've actually seen a video, I'm sure you guys have too, of they had a trade show, one of the trade shows toy shows or something, they had a walking gun pull. It was hooked up to where, you know, it was like held in place, but it showed how the movement and everything. I think it was designed to show them how the legs and stuff could move. See, I mean, I'm just winging it, and already it's going on there. I'm gonna cut this one a little bit more. And I just brute force it. Why even wait? Sanding's for suckers. Really, if you could avoid paint on this, that would be just peachy. I like the heads and the stuff where they motorize them, make them look like, you know, make them move and sounds and lights. That's really cool, like just a bust. I think that's awesome. I would love to have one of those. It might just work. I might have screwed up. Man, my arm's getting stuck. It's almost 18 inches, so that is approximately not 2 feet, but still, no, it's awesome. I'd give anything for. I want the Zaku. I loved in the first series, Build Fighters, where they made the giant Zaku come on the battlefield. I thought that was brilliant, just brilliant, because they're like, what is it? That's actually not bad. That is not going to look that half bad when you think about it. You will it would take some painting or something to kind of bring it all together, but to be honest, I would seam line it and clean it up and then panel line it, and I wouldn't worry about it much beyond that. Add a little color or stickers or something to kind of blend them together, you know, because this matches that's going to match the shoulders. So I told you what you do with the PG Zaku 2 and the 135. Yeah, man, I want to do something like that. It'd be awesome. My typical method is I work pretty slow. Honest to God, the reason I wanted to start streaming again was so that I would have you know, something force me to work more on them, because otherwise I'm working and I'm doing other stuff. Shoki, did you send me another picture? Let me see. Oh, wow, you're right. Oh, how do they make those? They cast them from the original. I don't know how they. I think that one of the problems is, especially when you get into props and recreation, and let's say you have a movie like that's old. Nowadays, it's all digitalized, so they have like digital files, so they can recreate stuff perfectly. But I imagine one of the problems is you're sitting there thinking, when you're making it in the old days, well, if you're recreating some of the, like say you want to sell a toy, you know, you cast a crappy copy for a toy, but if you want to make like a collectible whatever, you've really got to make it look good. 3D scanning. Yeah, oh, that's what I was saying. Okay, the guy who did all the stop motion for the AT-ATs, he did the AT-AT scene, he did the famous chess scene, you know, the chess scene in the Millennium Falcon where he's like, let the Wookiee win. And they actually recreated that scene in the new Star Wars, and dang, I don't know where that went. I don't want to know. You know, with Rey and all that last one, not the spy one. Whoa! It hit me in the ear. Anyway, they had the same guy recreate, you know, do the recreated scene as well on the new series, and so they went and talked to him a couple times on test and showed him. I'm not sure if you saw that, but the new one, he's been working on a movie for excuse me, for 30 years, a stop motion movie. Let's go and trim that down just a bit. And he said, hey, look at this picture of the original scene, you know, from the original movie, or where you're filming on the set of the original Star Wars. He's like, yeah, what's that? And he's looking at it, and they're like, there's two monsters there, like figures that what are those? And they go, I don't know. He's like, I don't remember. He asked the other guy, and the other guy was like, I don't remember. So they hunted him down, and sure enough, there are two creatures in that chess scene that were meant to be in there, and they didn't include them. I just didn't have time. They cut them out or whatever. You saw that? Yeah. And so they have these two creatures that were never in there, but were meant to be. He said they knocked them out like really quick, so they never meant to keep them. And so in order to, he did a Kickstarter to help produce his new little movie. He's doing it in 4 parts. It's a stop motion movie. One of the prizes you get is they've taken those and they scanned it. They did a 3D scan thing where, like, what do they call it? What did he call it? I mean, it's just incredible. They get so much detail in it. And then they're able to digitize that and put it into the computer, and then they had to clear out a lot of, make it a little bit more, not so high resolution. And then they were able to 3D print them 2 or 3 copies and then make molds from that. It was fantastic. So anyway, you get, for one of your Kickstarter prizes, you get one of those, a copy, an exact copy made by the guy's studio who made them originally. And it's in glass and everything. Really, really cool. It's one of the cooler looking prizes I've seen, or whatever, awards for a Kickstarter I've ever seen. All right, so the first part goes, that's the front, and this whole thing is the front. So we've got leg. That will bust eventually. I will need to cut that way back. I can always sand them back down. I just want to get it in its basic form and see if that works. I think as far as look, it'll look fine, which is really surprising. And then I intend on saving the remains and adding those to next week's if we want to do another one, which I really enjoy that stuff. All right, so let's say that goes there. Just a rough fit. That goes there. That is the front. That is the other back. That is the top. Leg. That is really not bad at all. And these old 1996 arms actually work. And once I connect them, that's really not a bad looking. The feet though, look at this. Oh, they won't fit. They're just too big. But those actually don't look half bad. These little guys are different connectors as well. But actually, I might like them. It's not too bad. Once I put it together, it's going to be one of those kits you really won't be able to pose a lot. You need to kind of pose it and leave it, I think. Unless I need to get those really, really shaved down. Actually, I don't mind that foot. Because this foot, I could always use another foot, but the original foot I just would rather avoid. Unless somehow I was able to, like, trim it down. For a dancer, yeah. I like the little feet, look. Dude, that's not bad at all. I mean, they still have that small thing going on when you see it from the side, but from the front, it's a lot better than... yeah, I'll trim that down a lot. Otherwise, you'd have to use these. Or... which those actually aren't that bad. I mean, they're just so basic, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, the foot itself really doesn't look... I think the proportions are good stuff. And that would be an easy fit, you know. I don't think it looks half bad. Yeah, I'm going to do the serpent. So what I'll have to do, and I'll do this week, I've got to finish off my big gun from that one stream. Alex, that big gun I was custom. And then, so I got to attach feet. I'm going to attach arm. Arm, where are you, arm? Arm. Head's fine. And then backpack. I know I don't like these little thrusters. You don't like the Goujon legs? Or you mean just in general, like you just don't like the legs? I don't like the feet. I don't mind the legs that bad because but you see that gap that you get right there? This has drove me crazy. Maybe I didn't put it together right. You get this little gap there all the time. But yeah, they have a little bit of a heaviness there that I think they could have brought this up. Like they should have that could have been trimmed off like right there, like, you know, and gone in. Go with the Gojin backpack. Yeah, and it's just a matter of figuring out how to it's hard to illustrate something when it's not together. Let me go ahead and push it in. There we go. Well, now I broke the other one. Just a matter of figuring out how to put it together. And then what you could do, what would be really funny to blend in something else, is either take this arm apart here and use that arm inside there instead, without the shoulder, or maybe mount that shoulder there, or do something like that. That would be pretty cool. But 'tis late in the evening and I have to work 6:30 in the morning. So what I'm going to be doing is, what is today? My God. Oh, the Serpent Gatling guns I have. We actually looked at them a couple weeks ago when I was making my ultimate gun. I didn't use them, so I definitely have them. I even have the maze. Whoosh. The Serpent Gatling. I see, I'm not a big gun guy, but the Gatling gun is a really simple weapon that I think it's one of the better looking. It's an old weapon. It's a really, I'd have to get it. But yeah, I'll definitely use that somehow. Maybe I'll mount it on the backpack, or what would be cool is maybe mount it. I don't know if how you could do that, but mount it somewhere back here where it can kind of pop out. Because this is a really simple connection. It's just arms with armor on them. You know, just a hollow arm basically with pop out arms. So you could do something really pretty wacky. That's what I had for you. Exactly. Oh, okay. There you go. So I'm gonna. What is today? Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. I don't have a stream. Friday we have. I forget what I was going. I was gonna do a stream. I think during the day, just an epic build stream, hang out, build stuff. And then Saturday I'm doing a giveaway of 2 kits. I'm hoping to get some, just at least a few subs. As I said, I have a good job. I'm not making money from subscriptions. What I would do though is using to buy more kits, do more giveaways. Especially to people. I thought it'd be fun to ship a kit to somebody who hadn't made one before, and they have to report back on the stream and see how it looks, you know, that kind of thing. Maybe have people get some really old kits like that, even older than this guy, maybe from the 80s or something, and have people see the best they can do and do a contest with that. You know, have some fun stuff like that. Older kits, of course, you can get for $10 a dozen. They're not expensive at all. But so if you have the ability to subscribe, feel free to subscribe to me, guys. If not, at least hit the follow button. I don't know what that does, but I don't know if it follows things. And also down there is my Twitter and my Instagram. I've been posting some funny. In fact, I'm going to post 2 tonight. Gunpla-inspired photos. They're kind of artsy and fartsy and funny and stuff. So, that's not bad. I think it's actually a pretty good. I think we make good choices together. I think that we should celebrate our success as random Gunpla builders, because that is not that bad. I don't have an airbrush, so I wouldn't sit there and repaint the whole thing. But honestly, I think if you add some basic colors, just using my markers, or not my markers, my colored pencil or something, maybe some stickers or slides or something, be really, really cool. Anyway, thanks, fam. But yeah, hang out. Hey, I'll come talk to you too, Stroud. I'm always hanging out in the Discord, so if you have any streams over there, let me know. I don't know if you stream or not, but if you do, let me know, and we'll follow each other and all that good stuff. So thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See you tomorrow, I think. Let me just look at my Twitch page real quick. Tomorrow is at 12 p.m. Central. I'm going to try and hang out for a while. Actually, what I'll do, that's a good opportunity for me to just continue to work on this and that gun and get those 2 projects finished. That'll be just because my wife's away at work. I'm off. Just good chance to get stuff done. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you wherever I see you at. Bye-bye.